That sinking feeling when you walk into a room and feel invisible? When you have a brilliant idea in a meeting, but your own throat closes up on you? That's not a personality flaw. It's a communication problem. Most people try to fix this with fake smiles and power suits, but the real secret is in your biology. 99% of people never learn how to align their inner state with their outer signals, and they spend their lives wondering why they keep getting overlooked. Outer game. Let's start with a foundational truth that feels like a magic trick. Your body can change your mind. We often think that we feel a certain way, and then our body follows suit. We feel nervous, so we fidget and shrink. We feel happy, so we smile and open up. But an incredible body of research shows this is a two-way street. You can consciously choose to adopt the physical signals of confidence, and in doing so, you send a powerful feedback loop to your brain that actually makes you feel more confident. This isn't about faking it till you make it. It's about acting it until you become it. The first and most powerful adjustment you can make is with your posture. True confidence is about spatial awareness. People who feel confident naturally take up more space. They don't do it aggressively, but comfortably. Think about expanding your physical presence right now. Roll your shoulders back and down, away from your ears. Imagine a string is gently pulling the crown of your head up toward the ceiling, elongating your spine. This simple act does more than just make you look taller. It has a direct and measurable biochemical effect. Studies have shown that adopting expansive, high-power postures for as little as 2 minutes can decrease your body's production of cortisol, the primary stress hormone, while increasing testosterone, which is linked to feelings of confidence and assertiveness. You are literally changing your own chemistry to support a more confident state of being. Now, let's talk about your hands. Our hands are one of the most expressive and, for many people, most awkward parts of our body. When we're nervous, we tend to hide them. In our pockets, behind our back, clasped tightly together. From a primal, evolutionary perspective, hidden hands are a signal of distrust. Our ancient brain is wired to see hands to assess for threats. When you keep your hands visible, you are non-verbally communicating that you are safe, trustworthy, and have nothing to hide. This instantly puts others at ease and in turn makes them more receptive to you. But what do you do with them? The key is to use purposeful gestures. Use your hands to emphasize your words, like a conductor leading an orchestra. Open palm gestures are universally seen as a sign of honesty and openness. When you're listening, lightly steepling your fingers, touching the tips of your fingers together, is a powerful cue of thoughtful consideration and confidence. Avoid fidgeting, wringing your hands, or gripping your arms, as these are all signals of high anxiety that betray any confident words you might be saying. Your hands should be your allies in communication, not your enemies. Let's move up to your face, specifically your eyes. Eye contact is the single most powerful tool for building human connection, yet it's where so many of us falter. A lack of eye contact signals insecurity, disinterest, or even deception. Too much eye contact, on the other hand, can feel aggressive and intimidating. The sweet spot is what I call warm gaze. It's about holding contact for about 3 to 5 seconds at a time, long enough to truly acknowledge the other person, and then briefly looking away to the side as if to consider what they've said before re-engaging. This shows you are both listening and thinking. A fantastic technique, especially if you feel nervous, is the triangle gaze. Instead of locking onto one of their eyes, let your gaze move gently from one of their eyes to the other and then down to their mouth, forming a soft triangle. This keeps your gaze engaged and focused without feeling like a stare down. It makes the other person feel seen, heard, and valued, which is the cornerstone of any confident and charismatic interaction. Finally, let's tune into your voice. Your voice is an instrument, and its pitch, pace, and volume send a torrent of signals about your internal state. When we're nervous, our vocal cords tighten, leading to a higher-pitched, thinner, and less resonant voice. We also tend to speak faster and end our sentences with an upward inflection, which makes our statements sound like questions. This is called upspeak, and it absolutely sabotages your perceived confidence. To project vocal power, you need to speak from your diaphragm, not your throat. Place a hand on your stomach and breathe deeply. You should feel it expand. This is where your vocal resonance comes from. Practice speaking from this place. Slow down your rate of speech deliberately. People who are confident are not in a rush. They believe their words are worth waiting for. And most importantly, end your statements with a downward inflection. Let your voice drop slightly in pitch at the end of a sentence. This signals finality and conviction. Compare, "I think we should go with this plan," to "I think we should go with this plan." The words are the same, but the authority is worlds apart. Mastering your vocal cues is the final piece of the outer game puzzle. When your posture, your hands, your eyes, and your voice are all aligned and sending signals of calm, grounded confidence, you don't just convince others, you convince yourself. Inner script. Now that we have calibrated your external signals, we have to go deeper. True, unshakable confidence is not just a performance, it's a reflection of your internal reality. If your outer game is the hardware, your inner script is the software that runs the entire system. You can have the most powerful hardware in the world, but if the software is full of bugs and viruses, like negative self-talk and limiting beliefs, the system will inevitably crash. The most important conversation you have every single day is the one you have with yourself. For many of us, that inner narrator is a harsh critic, constantly pointing out our flaws, replaying our mistakes, and predicting our failures. This inner monologue is not a benign background noise. It actively shapes your perception of reality and dictates your actions. The first step to rewriting this script is simply to become aware of it. Start to notice, without judgment, the words you use to talk to yourself. Are they encouraging or defeating? Are they the words of a coach or a critic? Once you have awareness, you can begin the process of cognitive reframing. This is a powerful technique rooted in cognitive behavioral science that involves consciously challenging and changing your negative thought patterns. When you catch yourself thinking, "I'm going to be so awkward at this party, I never know what to say," you can actively reframe it. Instead of fighting the feeling of nervousness, you can reinterpret it. A powerful reframe is, "This feeling of nervous energy means I care about connecting with people, and my body is getting ready for an important social event." This shifts the narrative from fear to preparation. Another powerful reframe is to move from a performance mindset to a value-driven mindset. Instead of walking into a room thinking, "I hope they like me," try asking, "How can I add value here?" This could be as simple as being a great listener, asking an insightful question, or offering a genuine compliment. This shift takes you out of the passive position of being judged and puts you into the active, powerful position of being a contributor. It changes the entire dynamic of an interaction from a test you might fail to an opportunity you can embrace. To build on this, you need to create what are called competence loops. Confidence is not a vague, mystical feeling. It is an evidence-based belief in your own ability. You can't just think your way to confidence. You have to build a library of reference experiences that prove to you that you are capable. The key is to start small. Identify one tiny, low-stakes action that is just outside your comfort zone and commit to doing it. It could be as simple as making eye contact and smiling at the barista, speaking up for just 10 seconds in a low-stakes meeting, or asking one open-ended question at a social gathering. When you do it, your brain registers a small win. It collects a piece of data that says, "I did that and I survived. I am capable." This small win makes the next slightly larger step feel more achievable. As you intentionally stack these small wins, you create a positive feedback loop. Each success, no matter how minor, builds your belief in your ability to handle the next challenge. Over time, this creates a powerful upward spiral of competence and confidence that becomes your new default state. You are literally rewiring your brain to see yourself as a person who can and does handle new situations effectively. The final and most transformative piece of the inner game is to replace anxiety with curiosity. Anxiety and curiosity are neurologically incompatible. It's very difficult for the brain to be in a state of fear and a state of exploration at the same time. Anxiety is inward focused. It's all about, what will they think of me? What if I say something stupid? What if I fail? It places a massive cognitive load on you to perform perfectly. Curiosity, on the other hand, is outward focused. It's about, who is this person? What's their story? What's one interesting thing I can learn from them? When you adopt a mindset of genuine curiosity, the pressure to perform vanishes. You are no longer the one on stage. You become the one in the audience genuinely interested in the show. This makes you an incredible conversationalist because people love to talk about themselves to someone who is truly listening. It allows you to be present and engaged rather than trapped in your own head. This is the secret weapon of the most confident and charismatic people. They aren't trying to be interesting, they are genuinely interested. By shifting your focus from being judged to being curious, you unlock a state of natural, effortless confidence that is both authentic and incredibly attractive. When you master both your outer game and your inner script, something magical happens. They begin to work in harmony, creating a self-reinforcing cycle of authentic confidence. Your powerful body language sends signals of confidence to your brain, which quiets your inner critic. Your positive inner script then makes it easier and more natural to maintain that confident posture and vocal tone. This is not about becoming a different person. It's about removing the layers of fear and self-doubt that have been obscuring the powerful, capable, and brilliant person you already are. True confidence isn't loud or arrogant, it is a quiet, settled peace. It is the freedom that comes from trusting yourself, knowing your value, and having the courage to express it, both inside and out. Be honest. Which one of these shifts, the outer game or the inner script, do you need to focus on most right now?